It would help if I muted the mic. You know, I have the worst audio problems sometimes. I need a producer. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Chill Lounge. And I am Midas Port, the one and only Midas Port. And this is the Chill Lounge Underground, where we are going to blow your mind. So, let's get ready. Let's get right into it. We're going to be testing a couple things out as we go along. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out. Let's go ahead and explain what we're doing here. Okay, so what are we doing here? Okay, so I was thinking, you know, I spent my whole life looking up at the sky and observing what's going on in the sky. And I grew up on Air Force Base, so I know there's planes flying around all the time. There's stuff going on in the sky all the time. I'm constantly looking up as a kid, carried over as an adult, started looking at the sky all the time, thought I'm just going to keep doing it because I enjoy watching planes and watching things that's going on above me. And so noticed something when I first moved out to Kansas. We had a record for the most blue sky days out of any place in the U.S. It was pretty cool back in 2006. And I mean, it was crystal clear blue. I mean, it was like bluish, blue as you can get most of the time until there was a storm that rolled through and then it would get cloudy. So, my thing is, I used to watch it all the time. I used to take pictures of it. And we will venture into the past here on this channel and I'll dig up pictures of beautiful blue skies and beautiful clouds. Okay? What's the point? Like, what's the point? It's just like watching vacation videos, right? Of somebody's vacation slides. Like, oh, look at the Eiffel Tower. I went there one time. No, this is not like that. This is completely different because by the time we are done with this experiment called the Underground, the Chill Lounge Underground, Skywatchers Edition, you will be looking up every single time you go outside. You'll be like, oh, why? Why are they doing that? I don't know why. I'm going to put it out there right now. I have no idea, and I hope we can talk about that. I want to talk about that. I want us to have a conversation about what's going on. I want you to be interested in your environment and what is going on around you, because that's exactly what it is. It's yours. You are a part of it. You should take some ownership in it because you're a part of it. So, I'm going to introduce you to a title called HIC, Human Induced Clouding. And I use that hashtag occasionally when I'm on Twitter or other places, Instagram. And what does it mean? It means exactly that, human induced clouding. It has other names, which I'm not going to mention, because once I play this on different media, they will cancel this video if I say certain words. So don't be using those words whenever we're talking about it, because they will put me at the bottom of the list, or they will shadow ban me because I'm using keywords. So we're going to call it human induced clouding for now, okay? What does that mean? It means, well, human induced clouding. So let's get right into it. This is going to be fun, okay? I promise you will like this. Photos. Here's my first vacation slide photo. Let's see it. Okay, what is this beautiful specimen we have here? This is none other than a beautiful cloud. Look at that big poofy, like marshmallows. Just beautiful. Nice puffy clouds. It looks like something you'd see in the sky, you know, just ordinary poofy clouds. We're not going to talk about this haze that's around the sun. We'll talk about that later. But for now, we're just focusing on this bad boy right here. Defined edges. Looks like it came from this cloud. Separated. Whatever. It's coming together. It doesn't matter. Okay. Next specimen. We'll close these as we go. This is in Nashville. Some of you might recognize it. This is in Tennessee. This is the bridge that goes over to the Titan Stadium. And look at those beautiful clouds. Nice defined edges. Big blue sky behind it. Just beautiful. It's good to see. When you see those, you're like, oh, it's a cloudy day. Let's go. Okay. So let's give another example. I like to give threes because three is a scientific consensus. Some more clouds. We're gonna do everything to the book here, okay? We're not gonna stretch things. It's gonna be cut and dry. And we don't have to stretch things. It's gonna be just cut and dry. Just boom, there it is. Good. They're so nice. They almost look fake. Nice, beautiful, poofy clouds. That's a cool stadium too. Lots of cars there. It wasn't even a game going on. Look at all those cars. What are they doing? Okay. So now we've shown you what actual clouds look like, and for where you're at right now, they probably look like that a lot. These are in Tennessee. I live in Kansas, and it's rare that we see clouds like that. Now, I'm going to pull up a typical cloud formation that one would see in Kansas on a beautiful, what would normally be 15 years ago, what would normally have been a beautiful cloudless day, is now looks like, I'll show you what it starts out as. Looks like this. This is a typical X or an A pattern. You'll see the A pattern a lot too. This is an X. I'll show you the X first, and we'll get into some A's. You'll see these all over the place. Now, first thought is, oh, a jet left that. It's just a condensation trail. Yeah, you're right. A jet did leave that. But a normal condensation trail disappears, and it goes away. And I have photographic proof of, in the same sky, in the same conditions, some condensation trails disappearing, and the majority of them sticking around, like this guy and this guy and this guy. And as you can see, after a certain amount of time, they start to dissipate, and all of these background clouds over here at one time were these right here. Here's another one. There is not a single natural cloud in this picture. They all start like this. They all turn out like its little brother over here. And then Grandpa. Look at Grandpa right here. It's this huge, fat cloud thing. This is a human-induced cloud. These are faded off from these right here. At one time, these were overhead, right here, these were overhead, and they look like this. And then they faded off into the sunset, and they turned into this big blob of goop or plasma. You starting to see what I'm talking about? You start to see what I'm talking about. Here's another one. There's not a real cloud in this sky right now. Where are those big poofy clouds that we saw? I know there's different cloud types. There's cirrus, there's stratus, there's cumulus clouds. There's all sorts of different types of clouds, and we're going to go into those. They've had to create new cloud types recently, over the last decade or so, to explain some of this stuff. But these are defined. Yes, they have definition. They are these condensation trails that eventually become clouds. These are those same lines. Look, there's an entire grid pattern here. Let's look at them, laying them down. Here we go. Look at that beautifulness. That's funny. Okay, so what would normally be a nice blue day, we've got these human-induced stripes going down here. There we go. Oh, this is a good one. I like this one. Okay, here we go again. There is not a natural cloud in this picture right now. All of them were laid down at one point by these. You can see here, here. These are laid down by planes, and usually a grid pattern. There's a big old H. They like the A patterns too. And they're not going away. They're sticking around, and they're going to dissipate and turn into grandpa right here. This cloud right here. That's great, huh? There's another one. Different angle, more clouds. Beautiful golf course. More grid pattern. See that? It's efficient. You lay down a grid like that, and they will dissipate and turn into something more. Beautiful day at the golf course. Not a single natural cloud in the sky. All human-induced clouding. Cloud, cloud, HIC, HIC, HIC. And, okay, let's point out the obvious. I called it HIC. I'm in Kansas. Okay, I get that. It's not what I'm talking about. There's HICs. Human-induced clouds. That's what I'm talking about. Come on. Come on, guys. Okay. Here is a jet. Now, this is a normal condensation trail. Yeah, it's beautiful. Look at that. It's pouring out of that sucker. But look at the tail. By the time, this is like 5 to 10 seconds away from this right here. It is already gone. These are taken on the same day as this golf course picture. These are sticking around, and this one's not. I know the science behind it. In order for a condensation trail to appear, the barometric pressure has to be a certain range, the temperature of the air has to be a certain range, there has to be a certain humidity. There's a range for all of them, and whenever they're in this Goldilocks zone, a condensation trail will appear. Well, how can, on the same day, within the same sky, same height of planes, which you can check the height of the planes as they're passing over on any free plane app, how can one produce a disappearing trail and the other one not? Okay, let's look at some more examples of this. This is good, guys. This is really good, guys and gals. Here's another one. Not a single natural cloud in the sky. You can obviously see this was laid down. There's a big blue gap right here. This was laid down. All of these are laid down, and eventually they dissipate and become clouds. They combine with dust particles in the sky, and they create these nasty things we see in the sky. Here's another one. This is just clear as day. There wouldn't be a single cloud here if they hadn't laid it down. I mean, I've got hundreds of these guys. Okay, look at this. Not a single cloud would have been there if it wasn't for these beautiful, not so beautiful stripes they put up here. Another one. Boom, boom. And look what it's doing. You can see it dissipating and filling the entire sky. They will eventually become the entire sky. Not a single natural cloud in the sky. All of these clouds on the horizon were at one point these stripes that were laid down. We have some of the best sunsets in America here in Kansas because we have an unobstructed view of the horizon, but a lot of the cloud formations that cause these are human induced. Now this is a cloud layer in the wintertime that was underneath some of the striping that's going on. Here's an example. It's cold out. There's snow on the ground. Still laying them down. It doesn't matter what time of year it is. Look at that. That one's huge. Big X marks the spot. Hey, this is where you need to drop that. Here's another one that's like a plasma. Whatever it is that's keeping it up there. It's a plasma. It's almost like a highway. This one's cool. This one's really cool. This stuff is exciting, isn't it? Okay. There is so much going on in this picture right now. There is not a single natural cloud in this picture. First of all, we've got this thin layer that is wispy and obviously coming from these stripes that are laid down, these horizontal stripes here. But look, these new stripes are putting down are casting a shadow on the layer below them, or on the layer above them. The sun is below the cloud level, or it's actually above it, and it's casting a shadow on that nasty layer. I mean, there are layers of this going on. And so, if you've ever looked at the sky and seen just layers of cloud, this is a plasma created by whatever they're putting in the sky. It's a plasma type cloud. If you've ever seen you look at the blue sky and you think, oh, there's no clouds, but it has that haze, that's because up in the upper atmosphere they have laid down these tracks. I like to call it crop dusting, with high altitude planes. And let me show you what that looks like from the air when you're in a plane. Here is the cloud level, which may or may not have actual clouds. It's hard to tell from this picture. But here is a higher altitude plane than we are, or on a passenger plane, laying down tracks. I mean, it is just pumping it out. Just, just pouring it down. Just going crazy with it. See if I can find another view from a plane. I've got, excuse me, I'm just burping like crazy. I'll find it here in a second, but one thing I wanted to show you before we get real deep into it is something that is newer. You'll see them all the time now whenever they start laying these down, or these halos. They're called, they're sunbows. I mean, honestly, they're giving off these big halos, so you can see it now. If there's this little wispy cloud layer, just look up at the sun, you're going to see these sunbows. And here's a picture that's been augmented so you can see the sunbow a little bit more clearly. This is typically a blue sky day, some real clouds here, but look at the sunbow that's around it, and this haze that the sun is having to go through just to get to us. Here's another example. Look at this. This is not an altered photo. This is not a black and white photo. You can see the blues down here. There is a sunbow right here forming as they're laying this down. This is just a lens flare. It's not a UFO, I promise. Here, I put my finger over the sun so the camera can focus on the sunbow. You can see the different colors right here forming, which would normally just have these natural clouds here, but they have been superseded by this cloud layer. So already I know it. The first thing you're going to do is walk outside and say, okay, I'm going to look up and I'm going to see what kind of clouds there are. This is kind of a nice mix. There's some real clouds mixed in with that thin layer of haze. Oh, this is a video. I don't want to do that. Here's another one. This would be just a beautiful, clear sky sunset. but is completely taken over by these human-induced clouds. Okay, guys. So this was a good intro to what that is, and yeah, sorry, just giving you guys a second. I need to get some mods. That would be cool, right? Wouldn't it? Get some mods. It's okay. We're gonna grow this channel. We're gonna start spreading the word about this. I mean, what is the purpose? Let's go over what the purpose is. Okay. The purpose, and here you can see I took a video of it. You can see him laying it down. I mean, these are solid. It's not like a regular condensation trail that fades off like we saw earlier. These are hundreds of meters. They're miles long. They're not typical. So what's the purpose of all this? Why in the world am I talking about this stuff, right? Well, I think it's extremely important for us as just in general, just human beings and also citizens of this country to pay attention, to just keep an eye out on what's going on. It's our responsibility, it's our duty to, at the very least, be cognizant of what's going on around us. And this is a big area that people just glaze over. They don't look up. We just don't look up enough. We don't look up. We don't appreciate, first of all, what's been created above us. We don't appreciate what God has given us. And part of that, an entire section of something we don't appreciate is in our sky. And we need to pay attention to what's going on. And if you don't have this kind of stuff in your area, that should tell you something too. If you don't see these human-induced clouds that I've been showing you, that should be proof enough for you that it's somewhere it's going on. Here's my cowboy hat picture. I love this one. This is an awesome picture because you have some beautiful natural clouds that looks like a 10-gallon hat, cowboy hat. We're in cowboy country out here, so it's fitting. But look above it. All of this haze up here that was obviously laid down. It matches exactly the same patterns that we see with all the other human-induced clouds. Above this beautiful cloud layer, which would normally just be very blue sky with these clouds coming in. Beautiful golf course too. I love beautiful golf courses. They look so cool. If Bob Ross was painting this picture right here, he would say, just get out your white and just paint a bunch of stripes all the way across the sky. It's like it'd be super easy. You just paint a bunch of white stripes all the way across the sky. Okay, so I've got a bunch of different photos that are just mind-blowing, and we're going to save those for next time. Give you guys something to look at. So stick around. Please join us next time. And please, if you'd like to know our Discord, you can leave pictures and we can talk about stuff. Just come on the stream and we'll tell you where Discord's at, and we'll probably put it at the bottom of this video so you can find out where it's at anyway. And join us next time in the Chill Lounge Skywatchers Underground Edition. As always, take care of each other, spread the love, spread the word, and don't forget to always, always, always. That was a lot of pictures, jeez. Don't forget, always, always, always look up. Peace.